So I'm gonna show you this horse. Hopefully you can see us. I think you'll be able to see us. She just came in. Some issues. Head on the ground. That stuff we fixed already. So now we're working under saddle. So the things I've noticed is one, she doesn't know how to walk. In other words, she can't walk slowly. She will just pace or gait. So she needs to learn how to walk. She cuts way into the right and she fades out to the right. So when you make a circle to the right, she cuts in, but if I circle to the left, she drifts off to the right. So we have to fix that, making lots of circles and serpentines. How to teach her to move off my legs, so how to teach her leg yield. Then how to teach her how to disengage her hindquarters, or what's called to turn on the forehand, because she didn't understand that. Her gait is actually pretty good, it's just that all this other stuff got skipped, so she doesn't know. And she doesn't have a good stop, and she didn't have a good backup. So I'll show you some of the other stuff, but it'll probably be gone tomorrow. So I don't have anybody to follow me around with a camera to watch us doing horrible circles, but that's what I did. Lots and lots of circles and not giving in to her. And if I pushed her off my right leg, she sometimes would just stop and shut down. Mares will do that. They're like, I'm not doing it. I'll just stand here. You can kick me. I don't care. And I go, it's okay. You just do something else. So I just made a circle instead. She got confused, and then the next thing she knew, she was moving again. So you gotta think a little bit, especially with mares. So what I'm going to do is just show you her backup. I haven't tried it yet, except in the beginning when she was dragging me around the arena. So if she doesn't understand the backup, what I'm going to do to teach her the backup is disengage her hindquarters and then put a direction on it while I got her feet moving. So if I just pull on her, that's not going to work. And she knows how to back up from the ground. So always make sure they know that first, so if I have a problem, I can always get on the ground and do it with the reins and then get back on. Okay, so here we are. We're just sitting here. So if a horse knew how to back up, if I just pulled on the reins, they should back up. Nothing's happening. So if I pull on the reins, and then maybe she doesn't know from that, so I'll add a little leg and lean back. Nothing's happening. Oh, maybe I'll say go to the right and go to the left and then back up. Will that work? She's like, no, that's not going to work, lady. So then she's worse to the right. I might as well get her hindquarter better to the right and then try to add a backup on it. So what I did to get her to do that, so I pulled on my right rein, brought my right leg back to push her hindquarter over, and when she wouldn't move over from my leg, I hit her with a little spur, and when she still ignored me, then I tapped her with the stick, because that's what I did on the ground, so she'd associate it. So let's try. So right rein, I'm going to look the direction I want to go, bring my right leg back, and I'm going to disengage her hindquarters. Now we're just doing it. She's like, I'm going to ignore you. So see how it's not so good? So I'm going to tap with my stick until she does it correctly. So first I got to get this better first before I can start the backup. So I'm going to look, right leg back, and then tap if she doesn't go. Good girl. Good job. Okay, so now I got it. Now when I do it, evaluate your arena. That's going downhill, this is going uphill. So backing down the hill will be easier than backing up the hill. If your arena is flat, then that stuff doesn't matter. So I'm going to try and spin her hindquarter and then pull on both reins and hopefully get a step backwards. So I'm going to look, turn her head a little, bring my right leg back, little tap. Now both reins, back, good. Now not great, right? She only got like half a step, one step. It's a start. So I'm going to try it again, but I'm going to have to spin her all the way around because, again, I don't want to back up the hill. So here we go. The right leg. Tap. Tap. She's almost downhill. Hindquarters moving. Back. Back. See, this is the stuff you guys don't get to see on video where I have to do it 100 times to teach them. So that didn't work, right? No. So let's try. If I go to the left, it'll get me back up real quick. So I'm going to try to the left now. So move her over. Back. Back. Didn't work, right? So spin her some more. Now she's messing around because she's gotten away with stuff by probably biting the people's legs. Okay, so now she's shut down, see? So now I'll try and spin her the other way. So you can see she's getting mad. So how much can I make her do? Spin her, but she's drifting. And back. back up. So that's not working. So you have other things that you can do. So let's get off her, put the reins up here, right? So now I'm going to pull on the reins back, tap her in the knees. Good girl. Now make a big fuss over them. She's like, shit, nobody's ever got off of me and tried it before. Huh. Well, you said I'm smart. Thank you. You're smart too. Okay, so let's back her up again. So I'm putting pressure on her reins in case I'm not in the video. And I'm pulling on both reins. I'm going to say back, back. Now she backed up. Good girl. Yeah, that's all I wanted. Yep. So now I'm going to try it again before she forgets what we're doing. Back. Now she starts to back up. I'm going to still pull on the reins because the whole reason I'm doing this is so she'll learn it on her back. So I want to get up there and just say back and have her back up. I want to teach her like every other person who rides a horse knows how to back the horse by pulling on the reins, and then you add leg to tell them to go if they don't go. So I'm going to pull on the reins back, tap her in the knees. Good girl. Good job. So each horse is different. So some of you might have, you can tap them in the knees. Some of you might have to tap them in the chest or somewhere else. You just see what works. And don't be like closed-minded that you have to do this just exactly this way. You do what works for that horse. So let's pull on both reins, back, good. So that time I didn't tap her at all. Let's try it again, back. Okay, so now I think she's got it, but I might be wrong. So I'm going to get on her and I'm going to try to back up. Trying to do it exactly the same way. Now I'm on top of her, but I can still reach down and tap her in the knees if I need to with this stick, right? Because the other way we asked her didn't work. So I'm picking up on both reins. Here we go. Back. Good girl. Good job. What a smart girl. She's like, thank you. Good girl. So see, I was just fighting with her. She didn't understand, so I presented it another way. So maybe you might be like, she's stubborn. No, maybe she just didn't understand. So let's try it again. I'm going to sit back, put pressure on the reins, release, put pressure on the reins, back. Good girl. What a smart horse. So now she gets a reward for doing the right thing. Good girl. So now I'm going to turn her sideways so you can see me do it that way. So right rein, right leg back, turn her hindquarters. You still have to do this, even though you figured out how to back up. Good girl. So again, the gaited horses are one of the only breed of horses that people are riding on dangerous trails, and the horses are not really broke. In other words, they're not trained. So the horse doesn't know, the purse doesn't know, and that's where lots of catastrophes come up besides them not gaiting well. So it's not all about the gait. You should train the horse first, then the gaiting. Okay, so we're going downhill, so easier. Put pressure on both reins. I'm going to say back, back, pressure on both reins. Now I'm going to release when she does the right thing. Back, good girl, back, good girl, back, good job. Now she just figured something out she couldn't figure out at all before, so I'm giving her a reward to make it a good thing. Now, most importantly, I'm loosening her girth, and she's done. She's done. Because I knew that was an issue, so I did it at the end. So it would be done with the training if she did it right. She did it correctly. She didn't understand something, then she was like, oh, I got it. I'll back up. I didn't know what you wanted, and I got pissed off, so I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. You did a great job. And tomorrow will be easier. But again, when you're training, you teach it on the ground, so if you have a problem and you're up there, you can always get on the ground and show them, and then get back up there and show them again. And then a lot of times they will make the connection, okay? So give them time. Mares are extremely smart, and that's why most people have problems with them. I can't see if it's videotaping us. Okay, but that's why most people have problems with them, is because they are so smart. So they outsmart people. But when you're teaching them, once you get through to them, they're great to train, they're very sweet, and they're easier because they figure things out much quicker. Sorry about the sound, but that's the only way I could put my camera.